Hello, chat. Do we have audio? I hope audio works. Hello, everyone. Are we live? I hope we're live. How are you doing, everyone? What? How's everyone doing? All familiar names. Hello, cuties. Hello, we have audio. Awesome. And the chat seems pretty responsive as well. And Vinian is connected as well, although I'm not seeing any cats falling down. Oh, there's a cat. Hello, cat. Or a slime. But yeah, chat, hello. We're doing a YouTube stream today, surprisingly. Wasn't planning on that originally, but why not? Why not? As you guys know, I used to do the Tuesday tech streams on Twitch before, but since then we now do ASMR only there, pretty much. But I came to the conclusion that I don't actually get any work done on Vinian unless I stream that. So that means that, why is this stream elements bot running? What is that? How come I have a stream elements bot here? Anyway, whatever. So I've come to realize I don't get any work done on Vinian unless I work on stream. So today we're gonna work on Vinian a little bit. So it's going to be our usual kind of co-working type of stream. Now, sadly, we can't have music here because it's YouTube. They're much stricter with the music playing and are not afraid to kill streams mid-air if their AI detects that. So no music, but I think we can manage without it. Anyway, does the bot actually work? I have no idea. It's a different account, so you know, none of the commands we have on Twitch work. Anyway, let me say hi to all of you. Hello, Jova. Hello, Mike. Hello, Duck Vader. Hello, Mark Deedlit. Hello, Fussy. Hello, Lunasara. Hello, Lucy. Hello, Ryu. Hello, Popcat. Hello. Who did I not say hello yet? Hello, Minty. Hello. Scrolling. Hello, Rilululu. Hello, Feli. Hello. If I miss someone, just say hi again, okay? This is much more difficult than the Twitch chat where I can easily see who's just sending their first message. Hello, Grumby. How are you doing, cutie? And hello, Tofu Boy. Hello, hello, everyone. So, now we can't play Fall Cat, sadly, today. That only has Twitch integration, sadly. So, I think we'll directly get into working on Vinian today. And today, we're actually working on a feature I have been hinting around a little bit, which is we're going to create a Spout2 camera system. So this system will then allow you to create custom cameras in the app, place them in random positions and send a Spout2 source into OBS, which means you can have multiple cameras active at once, or you could even link it to the main camera, which would allow you to have a custom resolution compared to your window resolution. So if you want to do a 4K stream on a 1K monitor, 1080p monitor, whatever, then you'll be able to do that. Yes. Yeah, YouTube only stream, indeed. Hello, Silent. How are you doing, cutie? Welcome back, Nyan. Hello, Nyan. And hello, Alsatot. How are you doing, Nyan? Yeah, no squats, sadly. No squats, sadly, for you, Nyan. But chat, we do have the crowd control. I don't know if it's working. I did lower the prices there to 10. And we have !cat command, which should be the become cat. And also something will be working, maybe not today, but in the Fridays going forward. We'll be working a loyalty point system node graph for Vinian. We need to do a time comparison node first, or a time difference node first, but then... Ow. Yes. Okay, so crowd control seems to work, whoever that was. So yeah, we'll be working on a loyalty point system for Vinian as well, or my setup of Vinian. I will probably release the node graph once we're done with that. But yeah, so the idea is that then we'll have some kind of way for you guys to use those. Sadly, Vinian's integration on YouTube cannot send messages to chat. So we would need to do some on-screen thingy. So when you type like ! points or something, it would show somewhere your concurrent loyalty points, and then you would be able to use them with some other commands. Hello, Bansuli. How are you doing, cutie? Hello, Nyan. Hello, Nyan. Hope your day's been awesome, Nyan. Welcome back, Nyan. Yes, Nyan. Anyway, I was going to get a drink, so give me a second. I shall. Happy Friday, everyone, by the way. Also, Lumkiri, thank you for subscribing. I don't know how frequently my activity thingy updates. It usually reacts very slowly, so nyan. Oh, hello, Six. Welcome back as well. Hello, nyan, hello, nyan. I'm still getting kind of used to this one. Anyway, chat, I did pin a message to the crowd control thingy. Feel free to use that. There's couple new redeems we don't have on Twitch, like the Shake and Nyan is there now as well. And I lowered the thingies. Now I don't see the chat visible on stream though. Let me double check chat if we could get that visible here. Room chat, show hide. It's not showing any messages. Maybe it reacts too slowly. Let me try saying something. Nyan. I'm not seeing any messages appear. Oh well. No, wait, there is a message. It's just really down there. Yeah, the Twitch messages seem to show up, but there is a, I don't know if you chat can see it. Let me actually adjust this now that we have people here today. Maybe we can put this. I need to actually change my room setup so that it uses the, would use that one instead. Where do I even put this? It doesn't like depth effects at all, so I'll just put it there. Yes. Yes, I think with our upcoming Spout2 camera system, we'll be able to solve this so that we render the background and we render the avatar in different Spout cameras, and then we add this chat source inside OBS instead as a middle layer, which should actually offer quite nice effect. Yeah. But first, we need to do the system. And to do that, we're going to probably need to add a new button in Vinian, which is going to open a new UI. I wanted to work a little bit like our current props window does work. Hello, Joseph, how are you doing? Hello. Yeah, it's cool. Was the instant here? Let's go. Good job, Nyan. Did any of you guys actually get like a notification on YouTube for the stream, or did you get it on like Discord? I don't know how reliable YouTube's notifications are for anything. I've never gotten a ping personally for a stream, so no idea. Wonder how long tech people have waited this to return. Got it on Discord. Okay. Oh, you got it on phone. Oh. It's getting up from bed rushed into computer. Oh, I know some of you guys, or quite many of you guys, have been asking for the return of these streams. Now, sadly, the stuff Twitch did was the reason I took them off back then, was because they changed the way they calculated the lurkers. And for a very like co-working kind of stream, my view counts drop like 40% or something along the lines of that, because everybody's just lurking, doing work at the same time and so on. And I started doubting, like, do I actually suck as a streamer? Do I suck as a streamer? Like, my ASMR streams are getting more views than ever, and then I try to do something else and it's like 40 viewers. I'm like, what the fuck? And I shouldn't care about viewers. So I decided I am not bringing those streams back to Twitch, because then I will care about numbers on YouTube. I don't give a fuck what we have. I can do whatever I want. And I'm not going to make another Twitch account. I'm not going to reward Twitch for their behavior. So we're going to stream these anywhere else but Twitch. Maybe we'll eventually bring this to Geek as well. We'll have to see. But YouTube for now. Besides, YouTube saves the VODs, and that means that you guys will be able to watch. If there's something interesting coming up, you'll be able to get back to it later on as well then. Yeah. Yes, yeah. No, your streams are great, though the numbers always feels bad. Yeah, it do be like that. I know it's same for a lot of other streamers. Like Seahorse is struggling with the DJ streams, even though I absolutely love those. Sadly, they're so early that I'm always sleeping. But life is. Anyway, chat, shall we move on to Unity before I completely forgot what we were actually supposed to do here today? Does this work? Let's see, game screen. Here we are. Hello, chat. Looks like Unity loaded fine. Now we are in Windows 11, so things are a little bit different. Check stream title. What does it say in stream title? It should say like working on that thingy, but I'm not sure. Does it actually? Stream settings, Spout2 camera system, VTuber Tech Friday should be the title, I think. Hopefully. Yes, so that's what we are working today. Now, I have already created like a test asset for a spout camera. Now I'm of course standing on the way, and actually the chat is covering it right now. Well, it doesn't really matter too much. Nyan, nyan, nyan. So we're basically going to create a spout camera. Let me see if I could make this chat maybe slightly smaller or move it down somewhere so it doesn't block the part where I usually have the inspector. Where is my camera? No, where is the chat? Which one is the chat? I have it locked so I can't even click it. There is the chat. Okay, let's make this. If we move it, should we move it there? Something, or up there. Let's put it up there. This looks actually kind of bad, this chat box. I need to change it at some point. I didn't find like a sideways scrolling chat option for YouTube yet, so I'm gonna have to set that up. Probably with Stream Elements, but we'll get into that. Oh, thank you for the subscription, 𝐒𝐿𝐿𝐿𝐿. Welcome to the stream as well. And hello, 𝐅𝐻𝐿𝐿. How are you doing, cutie? Hello. You know what looks bad? Emotes. Yeah, we don't have emotes here, chat, because they took away my partnership like last year on YouTube. So we don't have anything custom here. Sadly, it's not even monetized anymore. So if you get ads, please use adblock. Are they gonna shut my stream down now when I said that? But yeah, they did. You know how like during last summer and last autumn, they had this ad blocker thingy that was basically making it so that views did not count on videos. And I haven't been actively posting a lot of stuff, mainly because I've been burned out on making YouTube content. So that did actually take the view count below the requirement. They did send me a message during summer, so I desperately tried to make a couple new videos to post. But because of that ad block thing, they got like so miserable views that it didn't make up for that. And then sometime in the autumn, after the ad block thing had been solved, they were like, okay, you lost your partner. I'm like, fuck, okay, there goes my motivation to do anything on this platform. But streaming seems like a nice idea. We can do that here. And speaking of YouTube videos, we'll be having some new videos coming up soon. I've been busy editing our first 𝐒𝐿𝐿𝐿 episode where we talk VTubing tech. There's like our first episode is like aimed at new VTubers, where we go kind of like how to get into VTubing and some of the technology stuff. And the episode's almost fully edited already, so I just need to upload it and figure out when it's coming out. Probably in a couple weeks. I still want to edit the second episode before I do that, so there won't be too huge like delays. Also, hello, Princess Luz. How are you doing, cutie? Hello. Nyan. Hello, Nyan. Hope you're well today, Nyan. Hello, Nyan. Shiris is like farming already. What, Nyan? Oh no, Nyan. Farming what, Nyan? Also, cheers, every Nyan. Wow, the Stream Elements alert appears like 4 minutes late. This is how reliable YouTube's API is. Anyway, let's look into the camera a little bit. Oh, hello, Electron. How are you doing? Happy Friday. Hope you're well today, Nyan. Hello, Nyan. Hope your day's been comfy, Nyan. So, we have a camera component here that doesn't currently have a target texture, but when this thingy initializes, it creates a render target for this. So this camera should not take over the like main camera. We also have a post-process layer here without any transform set. This should make it so that these spout cameras will support Unity's native post-processing stack. So we'll have support for bloom and I think depth of field and the color effects and so on. What we will not have support for are all the custom image effects in Minion, like the glitches and those. I'm still debating if we'll add them because they require extra processing. And then if we link them to main camera, they would need to be updated all the time. So it's still like I'm not 100% certain if we're gonna support them. We may later on, but at first we will not. But I think it should be fine because these are mainly like additive cameras. Unless you want to replace your main camera with that, then well, we'll see, I suppose. Maybe we'll do so that if you link it to main camera, then it will support that, but we'll have to see. Yeah, hello Rain as well. Hello, Nyan. I has arrived. Let's go, Nyan. Let's go, Nyan. How's every Nyan's Friday? Sauna does wonders when it's freezing cold day. I'm kind of craving for sauna, but I think I'll do that tomorrow after the stream. Make the cameras multiplicative as redeem. I mean, you could probably do all kinds of things. One of the main benefits of this new camera system is that you'll be able to select layers to render. So you could render a world in one and avatar and everything else in the other one, for example. Now we also have here a Spout2 camera component. This is basically our new custom code, and then 𝐒𝐋𝐋 spout sender, which will allow us to set the name for the source and then send the data. Keep alpha. I wonder what that does mean actually. Does that allow us to keep the alpha from the texture? Maybe that should be on actually. I think we'll have to keep that on. I'm not 100% certain if that should be on or off, but I guess we'll have to try. Since we're working with Spout, we may accidentally today totally screw up my streaming setup as well, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see. If we suddenly lose image of me here, it's because something went wrong with the Spout sources. That's exactly what I was going to ask. Yes, indeed. I need the multiple layer selection personally because I've been wanting to change some of my streams. Like, you guys know how I stream these streams with this kind of layout, right? But I would like to change this so that I actually have the world loaded on the background, and then I have this window slightly maybe tilted, and then my avatar here. So because I'm always covering this thing, but I would like this screen to be not covering the whole thing, and I would like the background to be actually the world where I happen to be streaming in, like I used to have it back in the good old days with my custom setup. Although, because I had the screen inside Unity, it was also affected by post-processing effects, so it was kind of messed up because of that. But if we do the screen capture thing inside OBS only as its own layer there or source, then we don't have to deal with that. Then it's gonna be quite nice actually. Oh my god, yes. So we just need to make it work. It has been a while since we said not 100% certain. Nostalgia hit. What do you mean? What do you mean? Anyway, let us open the source code. Is this font big enough? I haven't actually set this up for... It might actually be a little bit too small for you guys. Let's make it like that so everyone can see the code. So I think I may have a different version of Visual Studio. Everything feels messed up after I did my computer change. Like, it doesn't load up all the projects as it should, and it is what it is. Very certain and dominating during ASMR. Oh no! Oh no! Is that I can't like 100% connect people's usernames, but I'm guessing that has to be Cinnamon, right? Or am I mixing people up again? People use different usernames here than on Twitch. It's confusing. Anyway, cheers. So, here I have created already like a function for setting the culling masks. This basically allows us to configure various like layers. You don't know who I am? Oh no! Wait, there is Cinnamon. Yeah, I kind of remember the username change. I think it was originally maybe that on Twitch as well. Yeah, there's this Duck Vader on Twitch stole my idea. Oh no! Wait, I swear we've seen a Duck Vader on the Twitch channel as well. But maybe you changed your username. I don't know. Anyway, I have currently split this into 3 layer options. We have avatar, world, and custom object. The avatar basically, if avatar is selected, that would also turn on throwables, droppables, edibles, and all those kinds of assets. And I think also the water effects and so on. And then world will just turn on world. And then finally we have a custom object. So custom objects will be possible to be set into their own layers if you have some reason to have it render on top of something else. Yes, Nyan, probably cinnamon alter ego, maybe. Good opinion, good opinion. Okay, now we also do have here already a link to camera check. So if this camera has been linked to camera, then in late update, we will link it to the main camera. So this should allow us to basically link this after the main camera's orbit functions or whatever's have finished running, and then finally we link this to the same spot before this is being rendered. Oh, hello, Nerdaxic. Yeah, YouTube is for now the main channel for my tech stream content because I don't like what Twitch did with my tech streams, so we're gonna do them on YouTube. But how are you doing, Nerdaxic? Hello. So we'll do VTuber Tech Fridays whenever I have enough energy to pull these off, and we'll be working on Vinian. And I can also answer any Vinian-related questions or any VTuber Tech-related questions if you guys have those during these streams, just like during the Tech Tuesdays. Now, let's see what else did we have. Here we have the initialization that creates the render target, and you'll be able to pass the resolution, which means that you will be able to export a custom resolution texture from a Spout camera. Now, in theory, this could allow you to maybe do like a horizontal streaming, vertical canvas, whatever have yous, and or just higher resolution than your Vinian window is. Screams in tech VTuber. Oh no, Nyan. Nyan, indeed. Hello, Koradi. Hello, Nyan. How are you doing, Nyan? Hope you are well. Now, the only thing I'm missing is music, but I can't really play that right now. I need to make it so that if it plays, it doesn't play on stream, because you guys may not know this, but I started as a VTuber actually on YouTube. That was like 6 years ago, right? And I did a couple streams on the platform. I was playing like Monster Hunter and Guild Wars 2. And then one time when I was streaming Monster Hunter, and back then I was playing music. I think it was even one of these like supposed to be royalty-free musics. YouTube decided to kill my stream midstream, and without any kind of warning suddenly, because supposedly the music was some copyrighted thingy. So miscreant getting banned left and right, yeah. So that was what originally drove me to actually stream on Twitch, which I think was a good push from YouTube. I have not regretted that decision. Anyway, so this is like a camera prefab and its code that we have here, but we're gonna need the actual camera system. So we should probably create a new game object somewhere, and I don't really know under what we should do it. We have the camera container here, and I don't think the camera container itself moves. So should we put it, maybe we'll put it here because it's camera related. So create empty, and we're going to call this Spout2 camera system, like so. And we need to create a new script for this Spout2 camera system. It's good to have options when some platform decides to belly up for a reason, second or a third. Yeah, one of the reasons I'm streaming this content on YouTube now is because Twitch is calculating their lurkers differently than they used to, and it hit my channel especially hard due to, people lurking or not having the tab active when they're doing work at the same time, obviously, and then Twitch player supposedly can't calculate views if it isn't active or something all the time. ID age verification in Vinian when? What? Never! No way. It's up to you guys to obviously decide what you create and where you create it. If you want to turn on the non-safe for work features in Vinian, you're free to do it. It's not up to me what you do on your spare time. Yeah, so we took psychic damage from that, yes. Yes, I did. But no, and I don't really see much benefit in these age limit checks. Like if there is a platform where you need an age check, then it should be up to the parents to keep the kids off that platform. Now, when I was young, okay, guys, I'm old, okay, you know that already. But when I was young, parents actually were supposed to be, you know, the person that makes sure that you don't do all the random things. Like internet was for adults when it finally came out, right? And you know, parents maybe they didn't know much about internet, but internet was made for adults, not for the kids. Kids had like maybe a small corner somewhere where they could play around on the internet, but parents didn't like. They didn't just let everyone like hand them a tablet and go, I don't know, watch television or something. I don't think it worked like that. Life story coming. Oh no. When you were young, TV did not have age ratings. I mean, that was probably so. I mean, the age ratings are good in a way with the television. I got slightly terrified when I was younger because I was like a daycare before I was even in elementary school, and they were watching Alien 1 or Alien 2. I think it was Alien 2. And I got so bad nightmares from that movie. So, you know, obviously, Nyan. Obviously, Nyan. Internet was made for US military. It somehow does feel hostile towards users nowadays. Oh no. Yeah, well, back then we used BBSs instead. Anyway, let us add a component here to the scripts folder, create C# script. And we're going to call this Spout2 camera system. That's a long text, but that's what we shall call it. Just had colors in TV when Suvi and I was born. Yeah, we did have colors in television. I've been asking like my parents, when were colors invented? Life must have been so black and white until then. Also, thank you for the subscription, Dev. Welcome, Nyan. How are you doing, cutie? Dad constantly check on me and even sit with me. So yeah, if parents just F off, that's on them. Yeah, but these days it feels like platforms have to accommodate parents that don't take care of their kids. So I don't know. I'm kind of old school when it comes to that personally, and maybe I'm the problem. But at the same time, you know, I think it's. Why do we have 2 of these classes? Have I already? Wait, I have already created the class. Interesting. Have I actually placed it somewhere in the setup already? I have clearly been working on this without remembering what I've done, so let's see. Spout2, could it be here? Spout centers one, no, nothing here. It's not in integrations. It's not in tracking systems, not in UI manager or anything. I don't think we have it yet anywhere, so I'll just put it there then. Spout camera system, there we go. Hello, Lum. How are you doing, cutie? So being code like for century. I got a Commodore 64 when I learned to read. Basically, that was my parents' like present to me when I was in elementary school, and I learned to read. They gave me a Commodore 64, and then I was sick quite often. From school, and grandparents were taking care of me because my parents were working, and I was bored. And then my dad handed me this book for the Commodore 64, and it had some code listings on it. And as I was bored, I started typing them, and it did all kinds of nice code thingies. And I basically learned to code with that booklet. And after that, there was this magazine in Finland called Microbitti. They used to release these like VIC-20 or Amiga or Commodore scripts. I think they were either at the back of the magazine or at the front of the magazine, can't remember. And then I basically typed those line by line, and there were all kinds of nice games and other things you could do with those. And, you know, that got me inspired in coding. So yeah, I've been coding like 40, no wait, how long have I been coding? How old am I? I've been coding over 30 years. Let's just say like that. I've been coding over 30 years. So yes. You got C64 and got sick. Yeah. Now it wasn't the same year, obviously. I think I must have been at like what, third third class or something when I started coding. I was about 10 or something, I think. It was before I learned English. The book was in English. I couldn't read what it did, so all I could do is find the script of the code and type it without really understanding what it was supposed to do. So it was kind of like a randomized thingy what you end up when you type something, you know. No, coding was invented, definitely. Oh, hello, Toadette. How are you doing, cutie? Hello, hello. Anyway, now we have the Spout2 camera system here, and it has this camera prefab here. Now, can we actually put this as the prefab? We can, yes. I think I'm actually going to move this prefab under this, so we don't have to look for it. Put it there like so. And then I think we're going to create an empty node here, which is going to be camera list. And this is going to be the container for the cameras that we create. So all cameras will be put under this camera list that we instantiate. Yes, similar story with me, but BBC Micro instead of C64, same CPU too. Oh, will when I get that new C64 Ultimate thing. Yeah, the new Commodores look actually really amazing. And there's also the Commodore OS Linux, which actually, I was very close to installing it, but Nobara seemed to be very easy for getting Vinian running, and I wanted to try that. But I might just you can multi-boot different versions of Linux, right? Maybe I'll look into that eventually and just install the Commodore OS. Because I'm kind of I want to try the old games. It comes with emulator and a lot of those games. Coworker orders the C64 Ultimate. Delivery times are somewhat long at the moment. Oh no, you can multi-boot same version of Linux. Ah, same version. So I don't know what the Commodore OS is based on. I have Nobara, which is Fedora, so I don't know. I don't know what it is, but I guess it's probably different. It's probably different one. So yeah, that was a joke. Ow, nyan. I have no idea how to use Linux, by the way. It's been 20 years. I had to use it in school, but after that I haven't really touched it. Okay, so camera list. We probably want a reference to the camera list, so we know where to put them. So let's just add here a public transform, which is going to be called camera list, like so, and we assign that then. Joke detector is faulty, is always faulty, chat, you know this. You know this, nyan. You know this, nyan. Okay, let's save. Now, nyan nyan. Did the cat command work, by the way? Let me type it, cat. I don't see a cat yet. We'll see. It should use the become cat, by the way, if you type !cat. Have you ever made game in Unity? Yes, I have. Oh, it does work. I have made plenty of games. Actually, if you check my itch page, there's even a couple that I made for Ludum Dare Game Jam, which is where you had to make a game either in 24 hours or 38 hours or something. I guess depending on the category. I think there might be some game that I made solo and one that I made with my little brother as well for one of those Ludum Dares, however you pronounce it. Yeah. I've also made several chat integrated games that we usually play on the beginning of Twitch streams. There's this game called Fall Cats or Falling Cats where you type !play and it drops a cat to the field. I kind of want to actually add that to YouTube integration to that as well. The only issue is YouTube integration is a bit tricky, so I think what we need is a Vinian integration. So we could send a message from Vinian and with the username and put that to the field. Then I could support any platform. Maybe we'll do that actually. Maybe we'll do that at some point. Yeah, imagine playing Fall Cats while we're on here or while we're on Kick or anywhere else than Twitch as well. That could be interesting. TikTok I don't stream on TikTok, and I've never really been to TikTok, guys. And I don't think I will go there because it is what it is. Anyway, we're going to need a function chat. Why is this giving us a late update here? Let's just ignore those for now. We're going to add a public void here, which is going to be called add camera. So this will allow us to add a new camera. Now, how do we do this though? I'm thinking our current system for the spout or the props basically, I think we have the creation and after that you edit the values. Haven't found doom scroll. I basically only doom scroll YouTube shorts before going to sleep. My feed is full of Warhammer shorts, so that's okay. I know the shorts are a bit of a pain in the ass these days because it's mainly full of AI, but luckily enough, I have a lot of Warhammer lore videos showing up there or Magic the Gathering videos, so I'm kinda happy with that. Learn coding with Suvi lesson 1, ignore the warnings. Do we have warnings ignored? Yes, we have. What do we need to add to the add camera? Because we want to add the camera, but we also want to edit the camera. I think the addition could just create the camera with default settings, and then will allow user to edit them after. Maybe, actually, let's add parameters here so we can actually just let this be called from somewhere else as well. Now, what else do we need? We have the width, height, source name, linked main. Right, we also need position and rotation. So we doesn't doom scroll, see heresy scrolls. Oh no, what? Get ears to the camera. Nyan. Nyan, nyan. Now, yes, we need a position. So vector 3, position, and we use quaternion for this. We're gonna let users adjust the rotation in vectors. But I guess when we load the camera, we pass it as a quaternion. There is no scale function. What else do we need for a camera? FOV. Do we control FOV? Should we allow FOV to be controlled for the camera's chat? Focal length, yeah. Oh my god, the creator. No, Cinnamon, no, Nyan. What the heck, Nyan? I don't have a Talvi alt. No, that would be Lumi. No, I'm just kidding, okay? Anyway, let's add here a float focal length. Okay, so we have a lot of values now. Denial, indeed. How else can you do fisheye effects? Yeah, that is true, that is true. That is true. I guess it's like the other alternative would have been to link the focal length to the main camera focal length, so you only have one focal length to control. I'm telling Lumi, no. Now, Lumi is cool though. Gosh, I haven't been able to catch her streams in such a long time. Is Lumi still doing the subathon? She's still doing the subathon. I remember she was at like how many days doing it. Did the subathon end, chat? Yeah, that actually ended already. Oh shit! Okay, what's with my tracking today, chat? Do I need to remove this word after all? Give me a second, chat. I'm going to swap my outfit. Where is my outfit, Nyan? Give me just a moment. I'll go with something that does not suffer from issues. Okay, I'll go with this, okay? Okay, there we go. Reader off. Okay, leg time nosy. I mean, nothing wrong showing the legs, but we don't need to do it with that specific outfit. Oh gosh. Chat, did you see the advertisement for the new slime VR trackers, the butterfly trackers, by the way? Vinian was actually mentioned there as a compatible application. I'm really much looking forward to seeing how they are. I went and ordered them actually. Hello, Nyako. Hello, Nyan. Yeah, they look super lovely. They're so small. Like I haven't actually managed to review yet the normal slimes. I have them in a box somewhere there, and I need to. Yeah, Vinian was the first. But as they pointed out in the Ambassador channel, Vinian being one of the only VTuber applications that actually does support 11-point tracking, so it only makes sense to obviously recommend Vinian first. Not to mention Vinian is probably still the most popular 3D VTuber application. Oh, Semi, okay, Semi, Havonian. I don't think I can rename people in the chat in this version, sadly. Can I? No, I can't. I can't. That's a pity. That's a pity. On Twitch I can rename users so I know who is who, but here I can't do it. Minion is so good. Yes. Now, of course, our VR tracking isn't like 100% great. It works for me personally perfectly, which is why it works the way it works right now. But I have a plan for this year that we create a alternative calibration system that is closer to virtual motion capture, so that will then work for others as well. Hello, 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐼𝐾𝐋𝐿, Havonian. Vinian is 100% the best option for VR streaming. And yes, I'm biased. Oh no, Nyan. Oh no, Nyan. That coming from a Vinian ambassador, very biased. Anyway. How do we add a camera? I think we are going to need to instantiate it. Any tips rigging model for Vinian? I'm not really a modeling person personally. If we had my models artist here, she could answer probably much better. It's not that different from any other application. Like if you made for VC Face or anything, or any like basic VRM models, it's basically the same. It just make sure you have a humanoid rig, and that's kind of the thing. Don't add any special things in Blender if you're working on that, because many of them don't translate over to the VRM format. Avoid VRM1 format. That doesn't work too well with any VTubing application out there right now. Some people might be like tempted by VRM1 because there's some features that are not in VRM0, but these are all features you can do in Unity instead. So no reason to use VRM1. Yes. Generally, model for VRM0 rig is the main thing. If you're good for that, it'll be good. Yes. So VRM0, and then you can turn it into VSF avatar, which is it's the same format as for VC Face. However, our support is improved over VC Face, so we support Vinian SDK that has a lot more components and stuff. We are kind of debating making our own extension for a format as well, in which we might be getting rid of VRM completely. So you don't need VRM format, but it's still something we're planning. And right now, 𝐒𝐿𝐴𝐼's been really busy with life, I suppose. So that's something that I'm gonna have to wait and see until we have full resources again before we move into that. So until that, I will be mainly dedicating my resources on features that are easy for me personally to implement in the app. Maybe one day I can finish the thing to have that be able to up within Vinian. If you get some extra constraints like rotation and stuff, you can do twist bones that way. Yeah, Vinian should have its own like twist thingies, but I don't know if they work too well with VR at the moment. But with many others, we do have twist relaxers in place. But those are always things, because I'm not a 3D modeling person. It's always a little bit difficult for me to figure out the requirements. I mean, obviously we would keep VRM support, but our new format likely would not utilize the VRM components. We would have our own components there. We're not getting rid of any of the existing formats from Vinian, obviously. We will support VRM 0, VRM 1, and VSF Avatar, and going forward, we would support our own format. So, yeah. So it would be like that. Yeah. But the main reason is because VRM does impose a little bit of a problem when you come from VRChat, for example. You have to replace a lot of VRChat components with VRM components, and I know it can be a bit of an issue, especially when it comes to blend shapes, and the whole idea that your avatar has blend shapes, but then you need blend shape clips for VRM model, and that's something that causes constant issue for people. Like they're like, why my tracking no work? Then we look into it and there's no blend shape clips. Then we're like, yeah, create this and it works, and then it works. But if you could get rid of all these extra thingies, then you know. Blender does have VRM export plugin. Yes, it's actually pretty good these days. I have covered some of the older workflows on my channel here on YouTube, but they're outdated. So these days I would recommend you directly export VRM from Blender when you're making a model there, because it actually can add everything you need. It can add the blend shape clips and everything. So definitely that is recommended. These days it actually works. When I did my original tutorials, the export was actually really bad. The models never loaded up, so that's why my old tutorials recommend you to either use like an FBX or a blend file directly into Unity. Not very good idea, but it is what it is. Anyway, let me put that thing in there. So, add camera. First, I think we want to instantiate it, right? So what we're going to do is we have our Spout camera prefab here, and we do have the list of cameras there. So we're going to find, we're going to call instantiate with the, well, the AI is telling me to do this, but I don't think I'm going to do this, but I'm going to click this anyway, and then we're going to actually, we're going to not add that part, but we're instead going to do it like this. Yes. So we create the camera like so. So now we have basically created or instantiated the thingy, our camera prefab in the position and rotation, and the parent is the camera list. So with this, everything should be okay. Now, before this becomes active in any way, we want to also create the render texture with the width and height that we have specified. Hello, Amethyst Dragon. How are you doing, cutie? Hello, so hoping I can learn something here today. Let's go. If you have any questions about VTuber tech, feel free to ask. I can also answer those today, because that's what we did during these tech streams when I used to stream them on Twitch in the past as well. Yes. Okay, so now we are basically creating the, oh right, we also had the function for the Spout source name and the link to main camera. Did I forget something else? Set FOV. Did I? Let me see. We have this. We don't have the, do we have a set FOV? We do have the set FOV as well. Did I forget something else? We want the culling mask. That's something I forgot. How are we gonna do that? Should we pass the culling mask to this add camera function as well? I mean, I think we probably need to, because this add camera function needs to be something we can call from when we load the settings into the app. So we want the settings to be able to create this thingy for us, right? So I think what we wanna add here is also avatar world and custom object. Now these are all layers, layer selectors. So, okay, so then we set the culling mask like that. And finally, when everything is done, we enable this. So then we, all right, we need to actually add it to the list, but we also need to enable it. So cam.GameObjectSetActive true, yes, like so. So now the camera should then be active with the values we have set there, yes. So hyped for Spout camera, will this allow us to declare a resolution independent? Yes, it will. Now, the only limitation right now is that the Spout cameras do not support the image effects like glitches and pixelation and so on. They will support post-processing effects, but they do not support some of the image effects. At least at first they won't. It's something I may consider adding later, that we add image effects as a potential as well. They will slow things down if we have to add them to this camera, so I would likely not want to add them unless we really have to. But yeah, I will see. Anyway, with this we now are able to edit the camera. I'm kind of thinking, should this add function actually return something? It probably should. I really don't remember how our prop system worked when it came to this. It's been too long since we implemented that. Hello Crunchyroll, hello and welcome to the stream. I think it's fine for now, and as the post-processing would have been main thing for getting camera image to generally look the same. Yes, and we do have the post-processing layer there. So most of the thingies should work just fine. But then some will not. Good morning, hope you're well. Happy Friday. Anyway, we have the function now to add things. So actually, to make this thingy usable, I think we're going to make it a singleton, so we can call it from elsewhere in the code. So let's do the usual thingy. So private static instance, and then we'll do a public static. That's an interesting recommendation, but I am not going to do it like that. I will do Spout2 camera system get instance, because that's how we've done this before. That's how we will do it going forward as well. And then we'll do the void awake, which we will check if instance null. Well, I don't actually want to destroy it, so we'll just change this into this, like so. Save. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Molly, and welcome, Jan. Public static void työvoimavirasto. What is that, Nerdaxic? Where did that come from? Työvoimavirasto. Jan. Did it recommend something like that? That would be odd. That would be super odd. Now, I do have something connected to get a little bit like more efficient, what do you call it? Intelligence. But I still like it's going wrong more than 50% of the time. AI increases productivity, losing time on reading and dismissing stupid suggestions. Absolutely, yes. I mean, intelligence works. This is still like decent to do it like this, but I don't like. Would be happy if my model was half that good. Oh, yeah, my model is made by Mint. Mint is super awesome. I actually need to commission a new outfit soon. Because eventually make that toggleable for the effects. I'll have to think about that. It might be that I'll just make it so that it works with when it's linked to main camera, but we'll have to see about that. We'll definitely have to see about that later. For now, we'll just go with the post-processing. Cinnamon, I think we would go with a Christmas outfit, because if I now commission it, it might just take until Christmas. I think. I don't know how busy Mint is actually right now. I haven't caught up with her in such a long time, so no idea how she's doing right now. Okay, so now it's a singleton, and we have the add camera function. yeah. Also, thank you for this subscription, editor Debexi. Welcome to the Cookie Hideout as well. Yeah. We're working on Vinion, which is the VTuber application that I'm personally using here. So if you wanna see the app, it's this one. So we're working on adding new features to this glorious application here today. So let me hide that. Let's see. So for this, should we create something like the plugins window for this? Let me see quickly. So props window, we have like a list of thingies here. And when we select a prop, it shows values. I think we want something similar to this. So we'll have a list of the cameras. And then we'll have probably no sliders. I think we'll have text fields for like camera X, Y, Z. Oh, hello, Mint Cutie. How are you doing, Nyan? Hello, Nyan. Hello, Nyan. Yeah, guys, check out Mint. Mint is the one that did my model. Can show Mint Suvi's leg. Oh, no. There's a foot. But yeah, hello, Mint. How are you doing, cutie? So, we'll do XYZ for position and then XYZ for rotation. And then we'll have the toggle for the, is it linked to main camera maybe? Then we'll have a source name, most likely. Yeah, and we'll have a button to set the position to where our current camera is. Yes. Yeah, I think that'll probably be enough, but that requires us to, yeah, I think we'll create a new window rather than putting the cameras in the prop window. So maybe drop down for cooling mask. We'll probably have a checkbox for the cooling masks. The drop down, I think, doesn't support multi-select right now. And we'll have we have 3 selections. We have avatar, background, and custom objects. So it's a lot less options than what our layers are right now. Like if you look into the layer list, we have like 23 different layers. But we obviously can't use all of these. And I'm still debating, like, should we have the droppables, throwables, and edible items or food items as their own layer selection? But we can add that later if it seems like there's a need. But we'll start with the avatar containing those assets, and then we'll have a different category for custom objects. So if you have something custom, you'll be able to still render them individually. You can use them all once per GPU. To be honest, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up 2 cameras, one for the avatar and custom objects and one for the background. And then I'll combine those in OBS. So, first the background, then insert some layers of screen capture in between, and then finally avatar on top. But we'll see. Anyway, how should we get started? We need some way, I think, to try out that add button. So maybe we'll create I think we'll use the props panel as a base. Or do we have any smaller thingy that has like a selector? No, I think we'll duplicate the props panel and create a dumped down version of it. And then we'll see if we can do like a test button to create a Spout2 source and see what happens then. Yes, let's try that. So we're going to duplicate this. Duplicate. And we're going to rename this into Spout2 panel. Enter. Okay. And now we're going to remove the props panel code from it. Then we're going to look into what we have here. All kinds of code, all kinds of stuff. Let's make it visible for now. So that's the old panel we have there. Do we need a way to give a name to a camera chat? Should we be I guess we should, because the list can be long and then you forget what is what. So I guess we need a name for the camera as well. Not just the source. Or should we just list the source? I mean, the source is gonna be unique as well, right? The Spout2 source is gonna be unique because you can't swap or you can't use multiple with the same name at the same time. And the cameras will be always active. So you will not be disabling or enabling them. I think you will always have them active. So I guess we can just use the Spout2 source name there. Now let us first of all remove some extra we don't need here for now. All of these. Then let's see the scroll view. This is the button container. Yes. Input field is the search parameter. Prop settings, will rename this into camera settings. Make it visible. You can use them all once per GPU. I read that, yes. Yan, yan, yan. Bow, bow, bow. And now we're going to the settings, and I think we're removing mainly everything from here. Maybe we'll save the buttons at the bottom. Delete those. And then, what is that search? Object picker, we don't need that one either. So we got a couple buttons there. Delete, clone, show, hide. I think we'll just remove a... We need a clone. We don't need a clone. We'll just have a delete button there. And this is gonna be Spout2 source name. Yes. We have the source name there, and that's about it. And then we have a test button here that is currently saying add prop, but we're going to change that to say add Spout2 camera. Is that Unity? Yes, this is Unity. This is indeed Unity. Now we probably have no need for this many settings, so I think we can make this window smaller. Let's make it like 500 for now, and then let's move the delete button wherever it is, like so. Okay, now we have this. Now does the button do anything? Is it linked to anything? Missing object, it says. Okay. We could add a dummy function that calls the add camera. And then we'll just leave this on when we start it for testing, right? Common name though, I wonder how much the performance hit will be with many cameras active. Well, when we recorded the previous 𝐒𝐻𝐋𝐋𝐿 episode, I had 3 cameras active and I was hitting 60 FPS just fine. But then again, this is a new PC, so you know. But when I used my old PC, my FPS dropped to 30 when we were doing the 𝐒𝐻𝐋𝐿. But then again, we had how many people? I think we had 6 people in the 𝐒𝐻𝐋𝐿 episode 1, if I'm not forgetting someone. So consider that's like a lot of avatars that have more polygons than mine. So obviously, the fact that it dropped to 30 FPS while OBS was recording was obviously quite a bit of a drop from 60. But, you know, if you're just doing a solo stream, you could probably handle several cameras at the same time. Of course, I'm thinking like, would there be a need for like, let's say you have different scenes to toggle different cameras on and off. Maybe there is a need. Well, we can think about enabling and disabling cameras later. That's of course a feature we can add later on. We don't have to set that in stone as we do it now. Okay, so I'm gonna add this one here, and we need to create a new function that just sets some values because we can't set all these values from the Unity editor. To shoot a different angle might be good. Yeah, not as important now, yes. Do load testing live. I mean, will see about that. We'll see about that. Yeah. I mean, in theory we could. Anyway, let's do a public void here. And that's going to be just add camera test. Yes. So this is going to call the add camera. Okay, that resolution is wrong. I want to use my current resolution of this. And then we're going to add a private test value here, I would say. Or no, do we even need to do that? We don't need to do that. We can just do it all here, right? Can we not? We can, yes. So we'll just put here test camera plus, then we call this Spout2 cameras dot count plus 1, and we'll just put that in brackets to make sure it gets called. Then what else do we have? Link to main. We don't link to main. Or actually, let's link this to main. Do we link to main? No, let's not link it to main. We set it to random position, it seems. This is slightly in air, slightly behind. Rotation is identity, should be forward. Focal length. I have no idea what my current focal length of this camera is, to be honest. Hello, 𝐒𝐿𝐿, how are you doing, cutie? Welcome back. Welcome, Nyan. Hope you're well, Nyan. Hello, Nyan. And then we render all the layers. And all the custom objects. Okay. So this is what it does. It adds a new camera with our current resolution and all these default values. Let's save it. Now we're going to make this button call it. Then we're going to do some testing. Now this may very well crash the stream. So we'll see how that's going to work. So Spout2 camera system, add camera test. I will save first. Okay. Now let us click play and see if we can get that anticipation. Yes. Let me quickly check that my Vinian source is set to Vinian Sui. Yes. Okay. Now it's doing something. All right, it gives us the usual errors. Okay, let's load an avatar first. Let's take my magic girl avatar there. Wait, what? Oh, I have iPhone tracking on. That's why it's working. Interesting. Well, don't worry about that. It will probably look a bit cursed. Let me actually load a different avatar because it might get tilted over. There we go. So we got avatar. Now let's click the button, add Spout2 camera. Now it added one new camera here. I see it did not enable it, for there is an error. The variable cam of Spout2 camera has not been assigned. And so this has not been assigned. What is the camera? Public camera. Oh. Right, we don't have the thingy that assigns the camera in the object. Well, this is a quick to fix. We'll just check quickly our prefab. And as we can see, the camera is not assigned. So we need to assign the camera to itself, like so. Save, and we try again. No constructor call. Yeah. I mean, it's Unity. If we want to construct, there is the start function. That is kind of a late constructor, I guess. 𝐒𝐿𝐿 would be, I think, closest to the constructor when it comes to Unity mono behavior. Okay, we create, actually first we load the avatar again. One difficulty I've been having with Spout2 is getting my sources on the same GPU since my machine has 2 GPUs. Yeah, the issue with the Spout2 at the moment, obviously, and it's likely gonna remain, is that it runs in one GPU. And the whole idea of the technology is that it shares the same texture between applications in the same graphics card. So it can't really, go to a different, because then you would need to find a different way to transmit it than just sharing it inside the thingy. Okay, add spout camera, no crashes so far. The camera is active. There is a texture has been created. It's called test camera 1. Now give me a second, chat. Let's add a Spout2 source into Spout2 capture. We're gonna call it Opinion test 1. Okay, and there is now a test camera 1. Okay, I see it's set it to pre-multiplied alpha. Okay, so there is nothing on the camera right now. Now the question is, where is the camera? So let's look into the scene quickly. Let's find the camera here. You can see that the camera is here, pointing towards our avatar. So I think it should work, but it's not rendering. The image is black. So then I guess the main question is our layers correct? We have all the layers on. Yes. We have the target texture set here, which is pointing to a render target texture. I'm actually not sure of this depth stencil format at all. Might be that the graphics settings are incorrect for this thingy. Now we could of course play around with these settings a little bit, because this camera image should at least render something, I think. Yes, it should render something to the texture if it was correct. Yeah, the spout itself is just that sends it, but we do not see anything on the render target image itself right now. So I think I need to find our main camera and see if we have any thingies here. Webcam text. Let's take a look at some of these. Main camera. Okay, so depth stencil format none. We have the 32-bit S-float, 2 samples. For that, the spout camera is set to this one, or the main spout is set to this one. So I'm thinking if we use these same values, we should in theory have an image. So let's go take a look again at this one and see if we can swap this. So depth stencil format none, no image. Then this one is gonna go to the, it was S-float, this one. Okay, nothing's happening. Anti-alias 2 samples. No image. No image. Target texture is using MSAA. Note that this will not affect them. Blah 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 blah. That will not work then, I suppose. But why it has the enable compatible format? What am I missing? What am I missing? Do we have everything enabled? We have the camera enabled. But if we remove this one for our now, the camera did not take over, I think. Oh, the camera did take over. Nothing is rendering. Maybe there is something actually wrong with this camera itself after all. Default. We don't have the default. Character is the default. So, right. What layer is the default then? What layer is the default? We are clearly not setting it on. Is there a default layer? Maybe it's number 0. Default is 0. Okay, I don't think we're setting the layer 0 on. That could actually be the reason, chat. So let's go to our Spout2 camera, and here we see the thingy. Yes, we are setting only layer mask 1 on. Let's set layer mask 0 first. And then we'll set the layer 1 on as well. Save. Okay, let's see. Maybe it will work now. I wonder if the texture will work with the quality we did set it to, or do we actually need to change it to a different texture? Okay, load the avatar. Nyan. Cling, cling. Clickety, clickety, cling. There we go. Layers of Nyan, indeed. Add spout camera. Oh, look, there is another Suvi here. Wee! Bug! Chat, it's working. Now let me move this source somewhere here. So that's the image coming from the Spout2 camera. Nice tail, thank you. And it seems like the transparency is working correctly as well. Now, I don't know if, and we can move the camera here and it doesn't actually affect that camera at all. Now let's do a quick test with some post-processing effects then. So because the specific outfit does actually have intensity, I think we could in theory increase, oh God. Yeah, so post-processing does work. You can clearly see that Bloom is working. Tail camera, yeah. But it's working, chat. So that is a secondary spout camera. It's currently using the same resolution as we do on the mainstream. But obviously we could set it to higher resolution as well if we wanted to. Yes. Now I think next I want to check if we can create a main camera linked thingy. So before we get to that, let me double check that our script is actually executing after or last in the list of things. Let's see, where is the script execution order? Vinian camera. Okay, we don't have it here, so I'm gonna have to add the Spout2 camera to the list. I think S. Too many scripts here. Wish they added like a search or something to this. Spout2 camera, okay. Now Spout2 camera executes last, which should make it so that late update should run last. So if our camera moves, it should actually be at the correct position, I think. Oh yeah, chat, I need to keep eye on the time. I think we're gonna do maximum 2-hour stream today because I have a Final Fantasy raid today. Did you get your bingo cards out, Cinnamon? Yeah, I have a Final Fantasy raid today, so we can't do too long stream today, sadly. But we still got like 50 minutes, should get us slightly further in this feature. Hope you guys have been enjoying today's stream, by the way. We will likely keep these going for the like coming Fridays whenever I have energy to do a stream. Pros of YouTube, 1.25 speed, Suvi. Wait, what? But that's only like after, right? I don't... How's that works with a live feed? Aren't you gonna be like either behind in time or... How does that work? How does that work, Nyan? What the heck, Nyan? Okay, now I forgot what I was doing. Right, I wanted to add a... I want to add a camera. I wanted to add a camera, right? I wanted to link it to the main camera. Yes, that's what I was doing. And I wanted to... chat, what is the resolution of a 4K monitor? Anyone can tell me what the resolution of a 4K monitor usually is? 4K resolution. What is that in pixels? Got internet problems, was catching up. Ah, okay. Not gonna say nice, Nyan. Anyone remember what I could Google this? 3000 something fitted and something something height, 2000 something height, I think. Thank you, 𝐒𝐿𝐻𝐋, thank you. Let's use those numbers. 3840, and then we'll use the 2160. Okay, let's see what's going to happen if we add this kind of camera. So 4K resolution Spout2 source coming from Avenion running in 1080 or 720 actually, since we're using it in this Unity set here. Let us see what happens. Now, if there is some issue with the Spout2 cameras, it's that they do not support, I think, MSAA because it's a virtual texture or a render texture. So anti-alias is going to be a bit of a tricky thing. We only have support, I think, for the post-processing anti-alias. And unless we add some kind of additional image effect for FXAA or something, it might just have slightly blur or like pixelated edges. But I guess it's okay. You can always render higher resolution than your stream would be and then downscale. Okay, let's add the camera. Oh, look. There is 4K 𝐒𝐈. And now, as I just mentioned, you may see the edges of the ears are pixelated. So we're going to scale this down to the size of my stream right now. So we should actually get extra sharp image then. There we go. And now if I move this around, it's linked to the main camera. So yeah, it works. Works really well. So with this, you could replace your main camera Spout2 with actually like a custom resolution image. It should actually allow, like, if you look at the edges, it's very, very nice now with the 4K resolution. Right? Something I'm wondering though, the bloom looks actually kind of off. Right? You're seeing this too, chat, right? The bloom does look a bit off. I wonder if it's the, let's see, maybe it's the texture type, since we used like an 8-bit. Yeah, it's an 8-bit, or is it 32? No, it's 8-bit. Let's put it to a different one. Okay, so we need to actually change the color to this one, but how do we set that? How do we actually change that in the it's a color format, but how do we change it? That do be a question. Because we don't have these colors, I think, directly in Unity when we try to create it. So sFloat is the type. Okay. Let's go take a look, shall we? So it's in the Spout2 camera. And here is the creation render, target texture. There's a lot of overrides, so let's see what it has to offer. There is a format. We're going to use the 32-bit depth. I don't know if this is going to benefit anything. It might if we end up creating like something that utilizes depth buffer, but I'm thinking mainly like do the... Right, we need to add the contact shadows actually to the camera as well. I forgot to add those. Yeah, contact shadows needs to be added. But anyway, let's see what we have here as a format option. What formats do we have as an option? This list that Unity gives us here is different than the list it gives us in the UI. So that's a bit of a problem. I don't really know which one of these is the same format. It's definitely something with 32 in it, but is it the float? It could be RGBA float or RGB float or RG32. I don't know, chat. Or it could be the BGRA. It could be any of these, to be honest, at this point. I don't know. Let's try the ARGB float first. See what render target type that translates to. This is a thing that I have been kind of annoyed about in Unity for many, many years. I wish they had the same list on both sides, because this is kind of like it confuses the heck out of one when you have this list here and then you have a totally different list when you actually try to create it in a script. But okay, let's add spout camera and see what type it used this time. There's the thingy, RGBAS float. Okay, chat, I think it used the correct format this time. Let me load an avatar and let's see how it looks like. Okay, that looks a bit cursed, but I see the bloom looks correct. Slightly hazy though, but I think it's correct. Yeah, it does look different than in Unity itself. Let me check the source settings actually. Let's try default. No, that did something. Pre-multiplied alpha. Default. I think the pre-multiplied alpha is probably the correct setting for this, to be honest. Now, what we also see here, I think, is that we don't have contact shadows, I think. Yeah, we do not have contact shadows from what I can tell. Let's go menu, lights. We do have them here, but do we have them in the spout camera? I don't think we do. Because we do not have them here. So if there is something we should add out of the image effects, it is the contact shadows, because those do increase quality a lot. So we're gonna copy this contact shadow, copy, and we're gonna paste it here. Paste the component as new, move it on top of all of these. Can we move it on top, please? Can I move it on top of that? Yes. Okay, and now, does it work? Yes, we have contact shadows now. Now, if you're wondering what is contact shadow, it's a very precise shadow type. Now, I can't lift my hand on that, but on this main thing, you see my fingers cast a very precise shadow. That is contact shadow system. So we have extra precise shadows being cast by the hair there on the avatar. Of course, for that, you need to set your dynamic light decent enough. Now let's lower the post-processing effects a little bit. Oops, wrong direction. Okay, the haziness was definitely the bloom, so we can just decrease the diffusion, I suppose, slightly. Okay, something like that is probably better. Visor shadows. Oh yeah, they do that too, I think. Maybe. Well, this doesn't cast a shadow, but maybe this does. I don't know. Nyan. Why Suvi ends at the knees limited camera view? What do you mean? Oh, you mean this one? I don't mind the thing. I haven't obviously turned on any specific blend shapes. There was actually a topic. Somebody was asking about why socks look weird on one of their own avatars in our Discord. And I mentioned check your blend shapes. This is the exact case where artist has made an option where you can use your model with or without socks. So my model has that option thanks to Mint. So I have a blend shape I need to turn on when the socks are on, but I don't have it on this specific Unity setup running there. But I do have it on my main avatar, so if I move up here, you can see, obviously, that there is this small bump here, right? For the leg, where the sock connects. And obviously, when you are using the model without socks, you don't want that there because it looks like you are wearing invisible socks then, right? Wow! If you're wondering why that avatar moves so weird, it's also because it's only connected to the iPhone, while main avatar is VR, obviously. Okay, so we have a proof of concept in there now, chat. Let's try creating another camera. Except now the window's gone. Okay, we're gonna try this again. Let's try again. This time we're gonna create multiple cameras. I wanna see if it's gonna start getting laggy after a couple cameras. So let's load an avatar first, like so. Then we're gonna create a camera, another camera, third camera. Still at 60 FPS. Okay. We have a lot of cameras here. Let me see. All right, it's not a toggle. I can toggle here. So they're all linked to main camera now. Then again, spout cameras don't really necessarily add that much overhead, I think. Do they? Okay, as you can see, swapping the source works. All of these cameras work fine that we just created in OBS. Now, obviously, I could create multiple sources for all of them, but I'm not gonna do that now. But like the many cameras that I have, 4 cameras, no delay. But then again, this is 5090 that I'm running right now, so it can probably do that and stream at the same time. But if you are running anything older, you might get decreased FPS, obviously. If you run a world, then you likely will get more delay as well. Hello, Onyx. How are you doing, Nyan? Hello, Nyan. Yeah, it's actually the first time we're bringing back the tech streams. This time we're bringing them back to YouTube instead of Twitch, though. So they will be on Fridays at like 6 p.m. Finnish time, 4 p.m. UK time. Yes. But yeah, welcome. Okay. We also have crowd control effects connected if you want to give that a try. I think you can grab like 50 coins free, and there's a couple redeems there that you can use. I will later on at some point be implementing a whatchamacallit, loyalty point system in VTuber, so we can actually then have kind of like a channel point replacement on YouTube. Can actually catch them Tuesdays. I mean, I have to miss. Yeah, the thing is, Tuesdays for me are ASMR streams, so we'll do ASMR on Twitch on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then Saturdays are our community games day. But Fridays I'm bringing on YouTube as new tech streams on this channel to, I don't know, maybe try a little bit to revive my YouTube channel that has been kind of in hibernation for the past year or two. So hopefully with this we can bring some life to it again. But yeah, chat, we got the proof of concept done. I think this was a good thingy for today. Next thing I need to do is actually get the UI done. Let me just remove that extra spout thingy from there. So we're gonna need a UI. UI for this spout panel here. So basically when we add button, it needs to add items in this list, and we need to have the settings here, and then we need to, once we're done with those, we also need to add all kinds of nodes for this. Now, by default, when we start with this system, the cameras will be stationary except the one linked to the main camera. But I have plans that we would also be able to use nodes to control these cameras, to move them around. Which means there will likely be nodes that you can just type the world coordinates and world rotation and then the smooth time. And then it will gradually over the time transform into that position you have set there. But that's like the version 2 or step 2 of this system. We'll start with stationary cameras mainly, and then later on extend it to allow dynamic movement of the cameras as well. Yes, I know some of you want to, like, I know Lunasera has been working on like some kind of like a drone camera or something that works differently from the main like orbit camera we have in Vinion, which is not very good if you ask my opinion. I don't like how the camera works, but when we designed the app, VC Face was basically the standard, so we kind of wanted to make a camera that operated the same way. And now thinking things back, I think it was a mistake to make it like that, seeing that Vinion is much more than just a VTuber app. It's more of a setup creation kit. And in such a thing, you want more freedom in the camera movement. You don't just want to spin around the avatar. You want more like the camera that you have in Unity, where you can just freely move wherever you want. But we'll see. We will see. Maybe eventually we'll have multiple camera modes available as well. Now I'm debating if I should probably actually start wrapping up chat, because I'm hungry. I did not eat anything yet, and today is my burger day, so I'm gonna get a burger. I'm gonna get a burger today, so I think we might wrap up today, if you guys are okay with that. Thank you all for joining today, by the way. I will see you tomorrow on Twitch, those of you who want to join our community games day. Nyan. Yes, nyan. And next tech stream, next Friday, if I'm up for it. Most likely, yes. So yes, get a big burger. Yes, I will. A grow big, no. I'm trying to lose weight, but that's why Friday is my only burger day, when I'm allowed to get a burger. Okay? And I still have the Final Fantasy raid, so I need to eat. Anyway, let me save this project, and I might still continue off stream a bit, or we may continue here next week. So I will see. We will see. I've been getting actually good sleep, Cinnamon. Short but good. CPAP is working for once. Anyway, chat, I will see you next time. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye. Remember to hit the subscribe as well and like button. But bye-bye, cuties. Take care. Do we have an end screen button? I wonder if we have one here. We probably have. Okay, take care, cuties. Bye-bye.